Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video where we're going to go through some CAE preparation tips. CAE is the Cambridge C1 level exam, and it stands for Cambridge Advanced English. And as the name suggests, it is an advanced exam. So what is part 7? That's the part that we're going to focus on today. Well, part 7 is a gapped text. That means there's a text with gaps in it. It's not single word gaps, but gaps of paragraphs. So that's what we're going to have a look at today. Part 7, the gap text, focuses on how the texts are structured. So for this part of the exam, we have to have a good overall understanding of the whole text. That is where some difficulties can lie, because that's a lot of reading to do in quite a short amount of time. So it is one long gap text, as we can see here, one long gap text, and from which 6 different paragraphs of equal length have been removed and placed in a jumble order. And then our job is to put them into the correct order. There is also a 7th paragraph which does not fit in any of the gaps. Now, the text is usually non-fiction, so that's interesting too. To prepare for this part of the test, it would be good to take some non-fiction courses, maybe like our B2C1 comprehension course, which uses non-fiction text. That would be really useful. And then, as you see, this part tests comprehension of the overall text structure, cohesion, coherence. So cohesion is how the text goes together. Coherence is how it flows. And global meaning, that means the overall meaning. So candidates, that is you, are required to decide where in the text each paragraph has been removed from. Each paragraph can only be used once, and there is one that you do not need to use. So this is part 7. Let's have a look at part of a question now, everyone. So there's the title. That will give us some clues. The Trafalgar Square Christmas Tree. Here is a paragraph. One is missing from here. Another one that we can see, one is missing, and so on. This is just half of the text. Now, we are going to go through some tips and apply them to this sample here. Then I will send you the full sample if you send me a message or an email, and you can have a go at completing it. So here are some tips to follow when attempting this task. Read the whole text first before you attempt to answer any questions. Normally, we would not suggest doing that because it can waste time. But in this task, this is really important. So please read the whole text first, because it's really important that you understand the overall structure. Now, when we're reading, we always need to know why we are reading. So what are we looking for? A good thing to do is to make some notes as to the key point of this whole paragraph. So for each paragraph, use this section here to identify what the main point is. So let's try the first one. High in a tree veiled in a freezing mist, a woodsman inspects a colossal spruce. A spruce is another type of tree, like a Christmas tree. In the name of Anglo-Norwegian relations, deep in the depths of Oslomarka, which is a network of coniferous forests on the edge of Oslo, every year since 1947, a tree has been felled to be shipped to London and presented as the Trafalgar Square Christmas tree. So this is giving some of the history, isn't it? The background as to this Christmas tree in Trafalgar Square and where it comes from. So it's talking about Oslo, and the history with Norway. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. Oslo is surrounded by natural beauty, edged with woodland and a fjord. It is often described as the blue, the green, and the city in between. It feels truly wild, populated with moose, lynx, roe deer, and even the odd wolf. 2 wolves live out there now, says Oslo Mayor Marianne Borgen. They are not hunted, they are welcome. So here, what is it talking about? Well, it's telling us more about Oslo, isn't it? Maybe it's telling us about the beauty of Oslo, including the animals and the nature and the wildlife as well. What about the 3rd paragraph? Or try out a range of other winter activities like hiking the many trails, mountain biking, ice skating, fishing, picnicking, and of course, skiing and tobogganing. the time-worn runs. If you don't want to head straight back to Oslo, you can stay in municipal sports cabins, very reasonably priced and scattered throughout the woods from where the British tree will come. So this is activities in Oslo, from the place where this Christmas tree is going to come from. So everyone, if you drop me a message and I send you the PDF, can you do the same that I have just done for the remaining paragraphs? Can you try to summarize each paragraph in just a few words? So that's one thing to do shortly. And of course in the exam too. As we just did, read the paragraphs to get a general idea of the topic of each one. Then we need to go back and look out for cohesive devices that help to link ideas. These could be things like time phrases, cause and effect phrases, contrasting linking words, expressions, pronouns, or synonyms that refer forwards or backwards in the text. Let's have a look at some of these together now, everyone. So let's have a little look if there is anything that's going to refer us forwards or backwards. Oslo is surrounded by natural beauty. So here we're talking about Oslo, and here too, everybody. So it's likely that this missing paragraph is also going to be talking about Norway or Oslo, or it might be connecting Trafalgar Square and the Christmas tree too. Here, we've got winter activities and this word or. So here, there's likely to have been some other option. So we've got the natural beauty, we've got the activities, and then we need another option here so that this word or makes sense. So those are the kinds of clues that we're looking for that might give us an idea of which paragraph is missing. Let's see what tip is next, everybody. Make sure any paragraph you fits both with what comes before and after. So like I just mentioned, think about before and after. We'll often find that one flows logically from the preceding paragraph, but which does not fit coherently with the following paragraph. So we need to make sure that it fits well with both. And it should be logical as well. So as you work through the task, be prepared to change your opinion on an earlier choice. So don't just go with your first idea. Work it out and keep checking that you definitely think that it's the right idea and why. If you don't do this and your original choice is wrong, then all of the other paragraphs will be wrong as well, because there's a high chance that if one is wrong, you've put the wrong paragraph in the wrong place, then this will have a knock-on impact. So be careful with that. Don't simply choose a paragraph because it contains a similar word to the paragraph before or after. You will need to match paragraphs based on the development of ideas and opinions. This is really key, isn't it? So let's have a look now again at the same example that we just looked at. You will get the paragraphs to go in like this, numbered from 1 to 7. Now, again, you will want to go through and check. Like I notice here, this one talks about Oslo Economic and Governmental Centre. Can you spot any others that are talking about Oslo as well? So let's have a look at number 1, everybody. So we saw paragraph 1 introducing us to Oslo. And the last part, do you remember what it was about? The Christmas tree. So let's have a look again. Paragraph 1 has been felled to be shipped to London and presented at the Trafalgar Square as the Trafalgar Square Christmas tree. Let's see if there is one that introduces more about this to us. Can you see anything about the Christmas tree and where it will go? This one from the city doesn't look like this one. Locals love the countryside. Oslo, well, maybe, but it doesn't really connect with the first paragraph. There it will stand, decorated in traditional Norwegian style until January the 6th, the Queen of the Forest, as locals call it. Could this one be it, everybody? Just double check with the others. Head forester, but we've not talked about cutting down the tree definitely yet. It looks like number 4 could be correct. And you would be right, everybody. This one is number 4. So I am going to give you the rest to have a go at, everyone, and see if you can complete them now yourself using the same strategy I have shared. Well done, everyone. Let us know how you get on. Goodbye.